Another week, another day in a world better than our world called the apocalypse. Too much? Is that too dark? Well, you clicked on my face. This is what you get. Thank you for clicking on my face, though. I do appreciate that. There you go. A little bit of optimism. The world is shit, though. So these are my thoughts on episode 8 of The Last of Us. As a spoiler warning, I'm going to talk about the goings-on of episode 8 of The Last of Us. Also, we'll give some thoughts and comparisons with how the game did it. Hopefully it doesn't come across as bitchy as it just sounded when I said it, but just rather thoughts. That's the spoiler warning. You've been warned, and generally speaking, this episode did do the chapter justice. These are the episodes you can't help but look forward to. It's like when the Last of Us series was announced, I was like, oh great, the finale and cannibals, can't wait. You know how it is, you just can't help but look forward to these things. So yeah, in this episode, Joel's still out, he's down for the count, he has this infection. Ellie needs help. She goes out there and she shoots a deer, runs across a couple folks from this community. A very nice community. They eat venison. Trust me on that. Or them. Trust them on that. Don't do that. In the apocalypse, if people are eating well and they're eating meat, they're eating folks. Those are people in stew pots. In this episode, it does the thing that The Last of Us has largely been doing, which is when you're dealing with this faction, town, group, whatever, they show you a little more with them, so you understand them a little better. See a little bit of the dude, the preacher guy running the show, doing what leaders in the apocalypse do. Recite lines from Titanic.
First heaven and the first earth that passed away.
Plot twist, it wasn't the Bible, it's actually the Titanic script he's reading off of. Like, I don't know. Fucking enthralled everyone in 97. So the dude's hanging out with Troy Baker. Thought that was a great cameo. Troy Baker gets to play the other dude who meets up with Ellie, and they're pretty much like, you're not hauling the deer, so all right, we'll trade you penicillin, and we'll just chill and talk for a bit. That's when the dude's like, everything happens for a reason. I mean, the dialogue is so close to the game, which is what I love about this. It also shows that the dialogue, and that's why the game, when it came out, was instantly like, people are like, this is a fucking movie. So they don't actually have to change much for the series to work, and they know that, and I appreciate that they know that. Dude was like, I know you're traveling with a guy who killed some of my crew some weeks ago. That's the show telling us Joel's been out of commission for weeks, so that's where you get that. But I thought it was a better visual cue in the game to have, hey, it's winter, there's snow now, when there wasn't snow before, and you're like, oh, it's been weeks, clearly. Then Ellie, with penicillin shot in hand, gives Joel a shot right in the wound on the stomach. Like, does that work? I'm legitimately asking. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of a penicillin shot going directly into the wound, let alone the ab muscle. It's always like ass cheek, right there. That's where it goes. This is a real question. So I don't want to inadvertently kill somebody in the apocalypse. Like, all right, well, that's how Ellie did it. Oh, well, you died because I took my medical advice from a 14-year-old character in a fictional show. Let's not have that happen. Point is, they take Ellie back to the town. She's behind bars, and the dude's talking with her, having that heart-to-heart, like, look, you should hang out here. We could do great things together. You and me, I see it. You look like the target demographic for Titanic. Have you seen Titanic? It's like all my sermons. And I thought they did the whole, hey, have the audience spend a little bit of time with these folks who are clearly eating people, but don't really know it. Like, I thought they did that really well. I was kind of afraid that, okay, this is the first time they've eaten people, and this is just Ellie might be the second person they eat, where in the game, I was like, you've eaten folks for a while. And it looks that way until you see more bodies hanging up, and it's just like, okay, so there are a little bit of people who know about it, and the rest of the people are just like, venison, yeah, sounds good. Really fucked up. But in the apocalypse, you join a community. These are the gambles. And this being the Ellie coming of age arc, the entire time I was afraid they were going to have Joel kick the door in and actually take the dude out. And it doesn't go down that way. Ellie kills this guy with a vengeance, just bludgeons the living fucking shit out of him. It was a blade, but still felt like bludgeons. What can I say? Again, very accurate to the game. And in a world where this show actually, The Last of Us, I constantly am met with this feeling of, I wish they balanced more action or sprinkled more action in with the drama. Granted, gun to my head, I have to choose one I would rather them show. Drama wins, absolutely. If you have action with no real character development or drama, you just have things happening. You have drama with less action, you still have a human experience you can sink your teeth into. So they chose well, absolutely. But there are moments I wish there was more action sprinkled in. Not with Ellie in this situation. I do think her one kill in the episode and in this chapter being the guy, like the main guy, I felt that was actually done really well and very important. Having Ellie go around stealth killing folk how I like to do it, it would have compromised that. But on the other hand, the previous episode, I knew this from the comment section anyway, you know, it was like, oh, one clicker comes in and bites them both. But I guess it was a horde of them in the DLC. That's a constant in the show. I met with that feeling of, oh, I wish there was a bigger group of people they had to take on. I wish there were more clickers they had to take on. Example, when she's having her heart-to-heart with the dude, is his name David? I think it's David. The guy who recites Titanic lines, they hear clickers. And they're like, all right, well, we got to team up. And he was holding a pistol. She didn't know about it. So they team up and they have to take out these clickers. That's an action sequence I actually felt played into the character dynamic there. Because when the guy's like, oh, by the way, we're going to boil you into stew. I was like, dude, we killed clickers together. You Hannibal Lecter minus the PhD dick? Like, come on. It felt like a big betrayal. But this series thus far has had the drama of the characters front and center, and I appreciate that. You know what I like about this, and the fact that I almost called this a revisit, but this is actually a first visit of The Last of Us show, but it feels like a revisit to The Last of Us world, which is a good thing. Joel straight up kneecap stabbing that dude and bludgeoning the other guy with the pipe after he gets the answer. Joel is willing to do a lot of shit, some dark shit, to keep Ellie safe. Like Joel hugging Ellie saying, I got you, baby girl, you know? Like, he's accepted her as that daughter figure as she's accepted him as that father figure. I'm looking forward to next week. I feel bad for all the people out there who've been so hyped about The Last of Us finale. They're gonna watch it. I feel like I can't help but feel like they're gonna be like, that's it? All in all, yeah, solid cannibal episode. All right, so The Last of Us episode 8, only one episode left to go. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.